The industry wants you to believe Kendrick slayed Drake with Not Like Us. They want you to think the crown has been passed. But numbers don't lie. Impact doesn't lie. And Drake is still the undisputed heavyweight champion of the rap game. We're here to expose the truth about Kendrick's underwhelming attempt to dethrone the king. For weeks, we were bombarded with claims of Kendrick's complete and utter dominance. We were told it was a cultural reset, a seismic shift. Drake was finished, washed up, irrelevant. Not Like Us was supposed to be the final nail in the coffin. But let's pull back the curtain, shall we? Let's examine the so-called evidence and expose the carefully crafted illusion. Sure, the song generated a lot of initial buzz, but buzz doesn't equate to lasting impact. Buzz doesn't pay the bills, and buzz certainly doesn't dethrone a king. Not Like Us is, at its core, a diss track, a calculated attempt to inflict damage, to wound Drake's reputation, and to exploit existing tensions. It's a musical Molotov cocktail designed to create chaos and incite division. But what it lacks is substance. What it lacks is originality. What it lacks is the genuine emotional depth that has defined Drake's most enduring work. It hits hard, but leaves no lasting impact. It's a fleeting moment of aggression, not a timeless work of art. Drake, meanwhile, continues to operate on a different level entirely. He's not chasing trends, he's setting them. He's not responding to negativity, he's creating his own narrative. He's not trying to tear others down, he's building his own empire. He's not trying to be what he wants to be, what the industry is. Consider his recent releases. Consider his global influence. Consider his unwavering connection with his fans. Drake is not defined by his beefs, he's defined by his artistry. Drake is not defined by what people say about him. He is defined by what he has. He continues to do what makes him famous. The numbers don't lie. Drake continues to dominate the charts, sell out arenas, and generate more streams than any other artist in the game. He's a global phenomenon, transcending genres and connecting with audiences across cultural boundaries. The industry wants you to believe that Kendrick's Not Like Us somehow diminished Drake's accomplishments. They want you to think that it somehow erased his legacy. They are mistaken. Drake's success is not based on fleeting moments of manufactured hype. It's based on years of hard work, unwavering dedication, and a genuine connection with his fans. It's based on a relentless pursuit of excellence, a willingness to take risks, and a refusal to conform to expectations. Not Like Us is a footnote, a temporary distraction, a fleeting moment of noise that will soon fade into obscurity. Drake is a legend, an icon. He is here forever. His money will speak for himself for years to come. The narrative that the media and the industry have spun is far from the truth. So Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. Supposedly this was the kill shot, the diss track to end all diss tracks, the record that would finally dethrone Drake. But let's be real, fam. Has anything actually changed? Is Drake sweating? Is his empire crumbling? The answer, unequivocally, is no. In fact, Not Like Us, despite all the manufactured hype and industry cheerleading, has only served to solidify Drake's position as the untouchable icon. It's a testament to his resilience, his cultural dominance, and his uncanny ability to turn perceived losses into undeniable wins. Let's break down why Not Like Us, for all its supposed impact, is ultimately just another blip on Drake's radar. First, let's talk about the song itself. Sure, it's catchy. Sure, it's got that aggressive energy that gets the internet buzzing. But is it good? Is it groundbreaking? Is it something we'll be listening to in 5 years? Nah. It's a diss track. It's designed to be a temporary burn, not a lasting flame. Drake, meanwhile, is building a legacy of timeless music. He's not chasing fleeting trends, he's setting them. He's not relying on cheap shots, he's crafting intricate narratives that resonate with millions. He's playing chess while Kendrick is playing checkers. And the impact? All the talk about owning the summer? All the claims of cultural dominance? Let's look at the numbers. Who's still topping the charts? Who's still selling out arenas? Who's still driving the conversation? It's Drake. Not Like Us generated buzz. Sure, it stirred the pot. It got people talking. But talk is cheap. Ultimately, it was just a temporary distraction from the undeniable truth. Drake is still the biggest, most influential artist in the game. Consider this. Even the very existence of Not Like Us is a testament to Drake's power. Kendrick felt compelled to respond. He felt the need to try and take Drake down. That's the ultimate compliment. When you're the target, you know you're at the top. And let's not forget the industry's role in all of this. The Grammys, the media, the so-called influencers, they're all lining up to support Kendrick. They're desperate to create a narrative that Drake is falling off, that he's losing his touch, that he's being replaced. But it's all smoke and mirrors. They're trying to manufacture a reality that doesn't exist. They're pushing an agenda, not reflecting the truth. Drake, meanwhile, is busy doing what he does best, making music, breaking records, and connecting with his fans on a deeply personal level. He's not worried about the haters. He's not distracted by the noise. He's focused on building his empire, one hit at a time. This is more than just a beef. It's a battle for the soul of hip-hop. And Drake is the only one fighting for true artistry, for genuine connection, and for the freedom to create without. Not Like Us may have generated some headlines, but it ultimately failed to achieve its objective. It didn't dethrone Drake. It didn't diminish his influence. It didn't even scratch the surface of his success. In fact, it may have even backfired. By attempting to take down the king, Kendrick only served to remind everyone why Drake is the king in the first place. It gave Drake more publicity. They are friends, and it gave him exactly what he wanted. So, while the industry is busy celebrating Kendrick's supposed victory, Drake is laughing all the way to the bank. He's proving, once again, that he's untouchable, that he's unstoppable, that he always wins, no matter what. Let's talk about the so-called impact of Not Like Us on Drake's career. We were promised a dethroning, a changing of the guard, the end of an era. Instead, what did we get? A momentary spike in online chatter, followed by business as usual. Drake continued to dominate the charts, sell out shows, and remain the undeniable center of the hip-hop universe. Honestly, the biggest effect of Not Like Us might have been to drive even more streams to Drake's music. It's like Kendrick did all the marketing for him. Thanks for the promo, K. Appreciate it. The track itself? It felt forced. Like Kendrick was trying too hard to be edgy, to be controversial, to be relevant. Drake, on the other hand, always comes across as effortless, as authentic, as just being himself. While Kendrick was sweating in the studio trying to concoct the perfect diss, Drake was probably chilling on a yacht, writing a hit in 5 minutes, and counting his millions. That's the difference between a manufactured attempt and true artistry. It's also important to acknowledge that The Heart Part 4, Euphoria, and 616 in LA all came out before Not Like Us. Kendrick was making diss tracks for a week. The real point is that no one can deny that Family Matters and Meet the Grams are some of the best written pieces in the history of hip-hop. People were listening to what was actually being said. People were laughing at how truthful the disses were. The diss tracks that Drake made had more emotional punch. Drake really made Kendrick question if he's ever told the truth. Can Not Like Us say the same thing? Can Not Like Us do the same thing? Or is it just some diss track? Now Kendrick had a point. You are at war, but where is that anger being pointed? At the fans? The songs where he was pointing his gun at his music were far worse. Drake, on the other hand, has been a star for over 10 years. He has a long history of making people have fun, and the 1 or 2 diss tracks where clearly more people are going to gravitate to. And the lyrics? Again, nothing groundbreaking. The usual accusations, the same old tropes, the predictable attempts to paint Drake as something he's not. Drake has always been an open book. He shared his vulnerabilities, his insecurities, and his struggles with remarkable candor. He's not afraid to be himself, even when it's not always flattering. Kendrick, on the other hand, seems to be hiding behind a mask of self-righteousness, projecting an image of moral superiority that doesn't quite ring true. The beat? Generic, forgettable. Something you'd hear in the background of a low-budget action movie. Drake, meanwhile, is constantly innovating, pushing the boundaries of sound, and creating music that's both cutting-edge and timeless. It's like Kendrick is stuck in the past, clinging to outdated formulas and relying on tired tropes. Drake is always looking forward, always experimenting, always pushing the envelope. That's why he's the future of hip-hop. And let's not forget the visuals. The music video for Not Like Us was, well, it was a music video. It had some imagery, some symbolism, some stuff. It did not touch any sort of creativity. Drake, on the other hand, is a visual artist. He understands the power of imagery, the importance of aesthetics, and the need to create a complete and immersive experience for his fans. His music videos are works of art, pushing the boundaries of creativity and storytelling. So, what's the bottom line? Not Like Us was a swing and a miss, a valiant effort perhaps, but ultimately a failure to achieve its objective. It didn't dethrone Drake. It didn't diminish his influence. It didn't even make him break a sweat. It's like Kendrick walked onto the court expecting to win, and he lost, with a smile on his face and with love. So it's a win, but it's a loss? Nah, fam. The industry can keep pushing their agenda. They can keep trying to manufacture a narrative that Drake is falling off. But the truth is undeniable. Drake is the king, and he's not going anywhere. Seriously, let's dissect this Not Like Us phenomenon a little more, shall we? because the more you look at it, the more transparent the whole charade becomes. It's a song that has a point, but that the point just isn't true. They tried to portray Drake as an outsider, as someone who doesn't understand the culture, as someone who's disconnected from the streets. But let's be real, Drake is the culture. He's defined it, he's shaped it, and he's elevated it to a global phenomenon. Kendrick can talk about the streets all he wants, but Drake owns the streets. He's got the influence, the respect, and the undeniable connection to the people that Kendrick can only dream of. Drake is always in the streets. Is it really? Or has Drake hired people from the streets, and this whole us versus them narrative? This idea that Drake is somehow separate from the hip-hop community? It's laughable. Drake has collaborated with countless artists, supported countless up-and-comers, and consistently championed the culture from day one. He's been more generous and more inclusive than almost anyone else in the game. But that's the game, right? Make Drake look like he's done bad or he's always been terrible so that they in their song where everyone is pointing fingers is a good. The funny thing is, it's all just publicity. Everyone likes. More importantly, what does beef do? It is a business. Look at the two wrestling. They had a story, and they went and played a part to gain more public view. A lot more people that didn't know the wrestler before know them now. And the numbers aren't what matter. It is all about what really happened in real life. Was the beef the only thing they listened to? Has the songs reached every people? Or the other thing that happened? The streets still have a voice, even with the numbers. The thing about Family Matters and Meet the Grams are that it is more believable. It's more touchy. You can feel the words and what is being said. The way the song feels has some truth to it. These guys at the Grammys are sitting on the wall while Drake is still on top. The fans still love him. There is only one truth that can be told. He's been innovating hip-hop, and he's been dominating since day one. It's not a day party. It's his real life. The people know that. So keep pushing this narrative. Keep trying to tear Drake down. The world loves to laugh, and Drake is always giving them something to laugh about, and that what the king does. It all goes to show you, Drake is just good. If there are any other great artists that would be like Drake, what would that be? The more you try to diminish him, the stronger he becomes. It's like he's fueled by the hate. He thrives on the negativity. He takes all that energy and turns it into something even bigger, even better, even more unstoppable. He's been on top of the music charts. He has made millions. He is truly the greatest of our time. What do you think makes a great person? Someone who always tries to find out what is good and make it bad? Or is it when people put them on the spot, they show just how great they are? It's funny that at the Grammys there were people that were saying stop bullying. Does that say enough? Why would it be said? Is it because that isn't the truth? Who really is the one bullying? Who is the one telling other people what to do? So, let the industry celebrate their fleeting victory. Let them pat themselves on the back for finally landing a blow. We know the truth. Drake is still the king. He's still the greatest. And he's only getting started. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you know Drizzy is untouchable.